on it, should I say, it has the imaginary bloodstains of all the ADCs that was so fed that I slaughtered to get here. Does your match history look like this? Have you demoted recently into the depths? Do these struggles sound very familiar? Bad matchups, weak side, weaker teams, overfed jungle, AD carry, parasites on your team dragging you and holding you back, ranked frustration. Well, if all of these are applicable to you in any way, then congratulations. You are a doomed player. This is the kind of scenario that you deal with on a very often type of basis. Well, I'm here to come up with some solutions for you because I myself consider myself just that, a doomed player. However, don't ever make the mistake that I'm one of these complainers with no solutions, because I, as a doomed player, still succeeded in what I wanted to do. I'm someone who wanted to get to master tier, and that's all I wanted. I don't care about anything else. I just wanted to get to master, and I've done that not once, not twice, but 3 times. The time investment that I put in to doing all of that could potentially be considered a waste of time. However, first things first, I chose to do it, and second, I kind of needed to do it to prove to myself that it wasn't a fluke. And there are 2 videos in which I kind of touch up on it. I believe this is the first one, frustration over ranked losses, and the second one is, I believe it's this one? Yeah, that one. If you watched the videos, thank you, and it's good. But if you didn't, don't worry, because this video is going to be part 3 for a good trilogy finale, which is going to be better than both of them combined anyway. The way I was thinking in those videos is still very similar to how I'm thinking right now, which is, I'm done with the complaining, I want solutions. We're in our solution era, so let's come up with something. I bring these solutions not only for myself, but also for people like me who also believe they are doomed, and the struggles they believe apply to them specifically. And as solo queue grinders, if we're going to spend all this time going through that solo queue experience, best believe we're going to need some solutions if we want to see any progress or change or something, you know? Because what I don't want to go through is just insanity. That's... but we play solo queue, so we're insane already. Doesn't matter, we're trying to look for some results. So let's go over these solutions. What do we do now is the question. Here are the solutions. The bad matchups. Understand that you are dealing with champions in which killing them is significantly more impossible than it usually would be. These are champions in which they just neutralize and disengage and just not fight. Their plan is to go to 15 minutes 0-0-0. I don't see the appeal as to why people play champions like Mundo and Gragas and go for that type of goal, but you have to understand that people do that. So if killing them is impossible, we're going to have to think about other things that we can do to get ahead, such as maximize on CS, maximize on EXP, maybe proxy if it's applicable and the jungle's not around. But we go into the next problem, which is the weak side. You're playing 1v2 versus 2 players of equal skill level. It's very likely that you're just not going to kill either of them, and this is going to happen. Instead, you need to plan ahead and position yourself in a way where he comes to gank, he's not going to get anything but wasted time. And yeah, I understand being weak side sucks. You don't get to CS as much as you want. You don't get to like exercise your positioning, but you have to plan ahead and see that you are in a restricted zone. The best you can do is plan for that so that you're not in a scenario in which they're just killing you all the time. Now, if you're in a weaker team, that kind of struggle, it's very annoying, but you must understand that you are dealing with a situation where if you make a mistake, I need you to understand this very much. Mistakes for you as a doomed player, as opposed to someone who's just normal and just coasting by, if they make a mistake, it's about 300 gold. Maybe the game lasts like 2 extra minutes or something like that. But for you, if you make a mistake, you're basically giving them 20 LP. That's how it is. If you're in a weaker team, you are basically giving them 20 LP if you make said mistakes. During your solo queue experience, you may encounter parasites. Wait, you're a doomed player. You will encounter parasites. They are going to spawn on your team, and the only objective they really have, you might be thinking, is just to make you lose that game. They're just gonna sabotage. They're just going to go into your lane, leech EXP, take CS, all that kind of thing to sabotage the game and make you lose. You might be thinking their objective is to make this one game lose. Wrong. That's where you're mistaken. The game has already been decided, has already been lost. And I think I remember touching up on that, but their real goal is to ensure that you go into your next game with a frustration debuff so that you play worse and lose that game as well, ensuring that you lose the next 3-4 matches and go on a 4-5-6 game loss streak. That's their purpose. That's the purpose of a parasite. What you need to do, as well as understand that the game is lost, is you need to resist all temptation to talk to them, to communicate with them. Because the one thing a troll really wants more than losing is attention from losing. If you're typing, if you're constantly communicating with him, you're giving adding more fuel to the fire. The worst thing you can do, or should I say, the worst thing for a troll is a troll that isn't getting any attention for the sabotaging that he is doing. You have to practice this mentality of just of getting focused in that way. Because trust me, it can give you the best results possible. Okay, we have the solutions. We know what to do. How long is it going to take us to get some results? You need to keep this in mind. You're not the catered player. You're not the average player. You're the doomed player. The game is skewed against you. You have to understand that it's going to take different number of games than it's going to take for the catered player. For him, it takes like 50 games, right? For you, it's going to take 500. Something along those lines, because we're dealing with a very big struggle. How do you think it's going to happen if half of your games are sabotaged? It's the only way. There is still victory at the end of the tunnel, but that tunnel is longer than the other catered players' tunnel. So you have to understand that these are the cards that you are dealt with. I know what you're thinking. 500 games is a lot of games, man. And I understand if you don't want to do it. But that's just the difference maker between Doom players. Some quit and some go through those matches anyway. And I just happen to be one of those veterans that go through those matches and go through the struggle and end up going insane because of it. But at the end of the tunnel, I know exactly what lies ahead, and it's the soothing victory that I do definitely enjoy. And another thing, when you do get there, it's just, yes, it's a lot more rewarding than, say, for example, the catered players, because they had it easy. As for me, there's a reason that I hold this title so high, because it has the imaginary bloodstains of all the ADCs that were so fed that I slaughtered to get here. That's why I like this so much. Not just because I bought it, but because there's a sense that I earned it. So, with that being said, I hope these advices, it kind of helps you in a way. It definitely helped me, and me going through this little demotion I'm having right now, I definitely needed to go through this, because I need to kind of change the dynamic of things for a little bit. As for things to do with my content, we're now going to get back to scheduled programming. I like how consistent I've been going each week. It's just been a little bit random which days I would post and how I would do things. But I think I've now got a little bit of a system going on, so we can now go on to phase 2 of my content creation plan. So, with that being said, thank you for watching the video. Do the YouTube usuals, like, comment, subscribe, and share the video. And watch more videos. Anyways, that's it from me. All my links are down in the description below. Have a nice rest of your day, and kill the mundo. Peace. Peace.